Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning into Denison Sports Network presentation of the Maroons of Roanoke taking on your Denison Big Red in the Denison home opener of this 2018 lacrosse season. We're here at Deeds Field and Piper Stadium in a brisk and beautiful Granville, Ohio. I'm Nick Morton. I'll be taking you through this game today in a huge matchup of number 17 versus number 4 in the country. This is the third straight top 20 opponent for Denison, and both teams are coming in with perfect, undefeated records. The 16th all-time meeting, Denison won on the road last year 14-13 in double overtime, and expect the same type of dramatic finish in this game today, as both teams have high-powered offenses as well as extremely stout defenses. Roanoke boasts one of the most prolific shooters in the game, and freshman attackman Garrett Schwartz, who has 16 goals through 3 games. Not to say the rest of the team isn't dangerous, but Schwartz is the threat to look out for. Defensively, they also only give up about 8 goals a game, making them one of the most balanced teams in the country with their high-powered offense and stout, suffocating defense. The Big Red are in pursuit of a home playoff game this spring, and therefore continue their tough preseason schedule and need the triple threat of Peter Petroff, Jake Waxter, and Brooks Davey to come up big today. Tied for a team-high 5 goals apiece, expect these totals to increase big time today if the Big Red are to come out on top. Cole Poyfair in the cage and the rest of the defense have given up about 10 goals in the first 2 games against very high-powered offenses in Washington and Lee and Stevenson, both top 20 opponents as well. And this game is no different, so expect the defense to step up again big today and limit this Maroons offense to a minimum. Going to be a phenomenal game. I'm going to take a short break here as teams are getting ready. The clock is winding down, and we are getting ready to start this game. We're going to have anthem and starters coming up soon. Don't go anywhere. Going to be a phenomenal game here in Granville, Ohio. Thanks for tuning in. And welcome back to DSN. Once again, Nick Morton bringing you live action here in Granville, Ohio. The national anthem has been played, and the starters are getting ready to come out onto the field. For the Maroons, going to have number 2, Brendan Devane. Number 3, Tommy McAleer. Number 9, Con Curry. Number 12, Josh Vetter. Number 18, Hayden Miller. Number 22, Robbie Moore. Number 32, Jason Cerro. Number 42, I.V. Stucker. Number 50, Jarrett Schwartz. And in goal, number 29, Ian Davies. For the Big Red, going to have junior attackman number 2, Spencer Butler. Junior attackman number 11, Brooks Davey. Sophomore attackman number 18, Peter Petroff. And midfield, going to have number 1, Jake Waxter. Number 9, Owen Armstrong. And freshman number 48, Sam Asman. And on close defense, going to have number 6, Ben Duhowski. Number 38, Liam Berman. And number 17, Tommy McMaster. And in goal for the Big Red, going to have number 22, the sophomore Cole Poyfair. Teams are ready to go. Final huddles have been broken. They're coming out to the field to shake hands and get this one started. Going to be a phenomenal game in Granville, Ohio here, and it's just, you can feel in the air, even though it's a pre-conference game, both teams extremely excited for what this brings to both teams. Extremely high opportunity. This is just going to be a phenomenal game. Both teams getting extremely excited. Maroons all jacked up for their first meeting in Granville since 1995. So they're extremely excited to be here, and they're looking to ruin the Big Red's opening home game. Big Red don't want to let that happen and improve their record to 3-0 as they continue their early season dominance and try to dominate their way through the regular season and get into the NCAA playoffs once again and try to make a run at it. Both teams lining up, and we are ready for this opening face-off. 15 minutes on the clock. Both face-off men coming down. Ref places the ball. We get the whistle and we're off. Quick win there for number 19, DeCamp. He comes down, moves that quickly to Davey. Going to take some time here and just get the regular offense players on as Waxter's going to cross midfield and going to get to full strength for the Big Red. Nice early face-off win. Made that look easy. Let's see if that continues as we go on today. Now, all the offensive midfielders are on the field. Big Red ready to get this one started. Davey has it in the back right corner. Looking to get the dodge, has a pick, going to come, and he's just going to crank one, bounces off the helmet of the defender and out. Referee checking to make sure he's okay because that was a rocket of a shot right off the dome. Working this one around quickly. Like to see the Big Red just want to take those shots early and often. Pretty stout defense. They're going to need to take as many as they can, because if you can't shoot, the ball cannot go in the back of the net. Armstrong looking to change fields here. All over him. Looking to move. He's going to have to roll back. Extremely tight defense here by the Maroons. Playing pretty far out. Really daring Denison to make those backdoor cuts. Going to have Butler. Butler up top. Armstrong going to roll back. He's pushed out of the zone once again. Trying to direct some traffic as he's going down the far alley. Working back up towards the top. Waiting to get the offense set up. And he's going to make a move. Goes right down the alley, trying to turn back. Now he's going to try to bully his way in there. And they're going to get him on the ward. Turnover here for the Big Red. Phenomenal defensive play there by the Maroons. Bad pass on the clear. See what happens in transition. Schwartz there to pick it up. Gets his touch, and the Maroons successful clear right there off of a dangerous bad pass, but it looks like it's going to work out for them. Working the ball back behind the cage. Duhowski with the poke check, and the ball's going to hit the turf. Fighting for the ground ball. Big Red picked that one up. It's going to be number 8, Hannibal George. The defensive midi for the Big Red that's just phenomenal and really doesn't get the credit he deserves, but just a scrapper out there. He'll pick up the GB and working for the clear. Maroons set up a pretty nice ride. Tried for the one-handed check, but George just goes through. He's going to have to spin. Tries to split the double. Rolls back, gets it to his goalie and Poyfair. Poyfair, quick move to Berman. Berman, long pass. Bouncer down to Butler. Goalie out of the cage. See what's going to happen here. Open net, drops the ball. That was the opportunity they were looking for early on a potential miscue by the Maroons. Pitchoff picks that white back up, shoots, scores for the Big Red. In transition, able to pick that one up and put it in the back of the net for an early 1-0 lead here for the Big Red. Phenomenal play right there. Not really sure what was going on with that Maroons defense. It seemed like they had caught the break after potentially having an empty net opportunity for the Big Red, but stole the ball right back out of the defender's stick and picks it up. 2 steps later, goal for the Big Red. Going to need things like that, a lot of transition, as this defense is just incredible. And as you can see, they really push out and not going to give the Big Red too many opportunities. Another quick face-off win there for DeCamp. But a miscue on the pass. Goes out of the back end line of their own side, and the Maroons are going to get the ball. Can't have things like that happen, just miscommunication, high pass. But so far, while we've only seen 2 face-offs, DeCamp has made it look easy out there for them. Going down the far alley, he's going to move it. Devane with it. Over to Stucker. Stucker fakes the pass, gets by his man coming down, looking for the trail check, gets all over it, able to get the ball out. Thought about the shot, looking inside, Poyfair there to steal it. Gonna have to escape out the back. Finds his man in George. George looking to be the automatic clear man. He's across midfield. High steps it in, gets into the box, gets his touch. He's gonna roll back and try to find his man. Gonna get to Hap. Another predominantly defensive midfielder. Going along, trying to take it back behind the cage. He's gonna make a quick move back in. Thought about pushing, decided against it. Waxter, Armstrong now in. And Asman not too far behind once Hap gets out. Looking to slow this down and get the offense set up the way they want it. About 10:45 left in this first period. Nice little move, gets that back up to Waxter. Waxter over to Armstrong. Armstrong with a head of steam, looks like he's wanting to come down. Pushed out, gonna have to roll back. He's looking to come in. Gonna hit the turf. Holds on to it. Tight defense, but ball control very well done there by Armstrong, able to hold on for the possession. Armstrong taking it back behind the cage. Gets it over to his man in Butler. Butler's going to take it the whole way back, and he's going to try to get the pick. Tried for the pick and roll, couldn't get there. Up to Waxter. Waxter, quick pass. Davey over to Armstrong. Armstrong going to try his luck on this side of the field. Tries to come back on the inside. Gets a step, rolls back. Tries to get his hands free, just uncorks a shot. Back up there for the Big Red. Gets it to Butler. Butler with an opportunity. Shot. Pings the top right corner for the early 2-0 lead for the Big Red. Phenomenal play right there and able to just pinpoint accuracy in that top right corner and finishes for the Big Red. Shooting so far pretty successful. Petrov on the assist. Butler for the score. The Maroons defense is just playing extremely wide and really making the Big Red work on every single off-ball movement and when you have the ball especially, but just can't seem to get inside. But when they get that one chance, they've finished both times they've had it. Whistle blows. They're going to have a long stick midfielder there taking the face off, and they're going to say that DeCamp clamped down too hard and going to go the Maroons' way. But already, just on the third face-off of the day, they've exchanged their Fogo for the long stick. Picked it right up for the Big Red. Moves that quickly to Berman. Berman looking to get across midfield. He loses the ball, but rolls it back. Nifty little play. Keeps it with the Big Red. Nice move down to Davey. Davey looking to get inside. He rolls. He shoots wide. Back up there for the Maroons, but that's the shot you're looking for when you get that half a step. You have to take those shots, and Davey being such a prolific scorer that he is, when you can uncork one from the sidearm, you got to take it. Gets that quickly up to Bartel. Back to X. Looking to go against Duhowski. Duhowski closes the door. Up to Medvez. Bartel once again. Bartel looking to change fields here. Switches hands, trying to come down the alley. Swim move. Looking inside. Ball's going to hit the turf. Back up there for the Maroons. Comes back up top. Medvez. Quickly to Stein. Stein looking to get the pick. Down low. Looking inside on the high crease man. Not going to find it. That's a pass. See if it's going to roll out of bounds. Which it does. Big Red ball. Going to get a whistle here, and that's going to be the first timeout of the game. Maroons going to call that one as they find themselves in a 2-0 hole here with 8:27 left in that first period. We're going to take a short break here on DSN. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to DSN. Once again, Nick Morton here on the call. 8:27 left in this first quarter. Denison coming out of the Maroon timeout looking to clear. Berman gets that up top to Broderick. Broderick with a long rainbow pass across field, makes that connection. That's going to be Happ. Happ looking to move it to Petrov and does so. Petrov to Waxer. Waxer extremely close to midfield, and the Roanoke defense continues to push out, really leaving the inside high crease open. Have the touch. Asman works it to Waxer. Back to Asman. Looking to move that, gets that to Pittman. Down low to Davey. Davey looking to get his move started. Going to spin back. Looking to get the cut. Not going to be there on the inside. Too tight. Up top to Waxter. Now Butler's going to take a stab at it. Coming across up. Gets the pick from Waxter. Just didn't like the spacing. The angle wasn't good enough there. Coming across the field. Looking to shoot. Loses that on the trail check. Right in the stick of Davies. Davies looks to clear. But Berman there to steal that pass out of the air and give it right back to the Big Red. Substitutions weren't even made yet, so the Big Red's still at their offensive strength they want, but you can hear the coaches on the sideline saying slow it down and let's work this one again. Gonna have Waxter up the top looking to facilitate. Pittman gonna come the whole way up. Appeared to lock off on Waxter there, so he's gonna come down. Moves that to Butler. Waxter. Long pass to Asman. Asman has a head of steam. He's coming down the alley. Looking to come inside. Switches hands. Pipe. Thought it was there. Really can't get a much better shot than that. Bottom right corner making the goalie go the farthest where he has. Bottom left, making the goalie go the farthest he has to just hit pipe. Looking to clear, has the ball in McAleer. McAleer gets that to number 24, Kravitz, across midfield, looking to get the touch. Down low, touch is in the offensive box. Successful clear for the Maroons. Goes up top. All the offense players have now checked in for Roanoke. Down low, just passing this one around, seeing what the Big Red defense gives them. Looking to change fields, come across with it. Gets it to McAleer. McAleer looking to reverse the field again. Looking to push in. Happ knocks him back. Ball's going to hit the turf. Still on the ground. Pushes him the whole way back. Just extreme amount of checks there and forcing him to move it. Comes around. Bartozzi all over it. Still throwing that stick around. Ball's still on the ground. Picked up by the Big Red. Looking across midfield. That's going to be Happ. He's still going down. Looking again in the offensive zone. See if he wants to take it the whole way. Got the yellow call. Going to slow this one down. So far, the Big Red defense extremely suffocating. Just not giving anything up. Makes his man fall. Petrov coming down. Gets it to Waxer. Waxer back to Petrov. Couldn't make the connection there, but Petrov made his man hit the turf on the move. Loses the ball. Keeper steps out. Gets that over. Butler nearly intercepted. Just couldn't get high enough off the ground. Roanoke coming back the other way. Have a bit of a slow break opportunity here. Still just going to slow it down. Wait for the offense players to come in. Roanoke struggling to get some sort of offensive identity here early in this game. Now about 4.5 left in this first period. Denison just not giving up any off-ball movement at all and really just closing the door on any opportunity. Pushes him back again. The long stick defenders and Duhowski and Berman just really just can't get anything going. Active sticks on the inside. Duhowski picks that one up. Duhowski looking to move it. Trying to get to a shorty. Instead gets it far up the field to number 24, Broderick. Broderick on the opportunity. He's coming down. Gets it to Davey. Going to get the yellow call once again. Up to Waxer. As I was saying, these long stick defenders for the Big Red just throwing those sticks around and throwing checks around just right on target. Active sticks on the inside. Doesn't really allow for any off-ball cuts. And on top of it, when the cut's there, extremely difficult to thread the needle with so many sticks in the air. Waxer up top. Roanoke still employing a very spread defense here. No breaks for the Big Red offensively as they just have to keep moving at all times. Petrov now gets a bit of a option there, and going to take the shot and save there by the goalie. Davies worked that to Kravitz. Kravitz across midfield. Waxer on him. Denison really not afraid to throw some checks around on anybody here as they've thrown a lot and throwing them hard. Obviously aiming for the stick, but sometimes it's going to hit the body and it just hurts. Really making the Maroons players thinking about coming back in the next time. Bartel with it. Bartel moves it to Medvets. Medvets trying to roll. Can't get his hands free. There's Bartel on the inside. There was the cut they wanted, and they got it to work. Shot just off the mark. But that right there is showing why the Maroons' offense is so dangerous. Get a cut like that. Bit of a shot, potentially a pass, but regardless, it's going to end up in the stick of Poifair. McMaster high across the field, gets that to Huttress. Huttress now across midfield into the offensive zone with Butler. 2 minutes on the clock. Big Red trying to get another one on the board before the period expires. Butler to Waxer, couldn't hold on, but Armstrong there to pick it up off the turf. Still getting the yellow call, going to try to take a lot of time off the clock as well. Armstrong in the far alley. Going to go with Huttress, Armstrong, and Waxer at midfield. Just passing it around, down under a minute 30 now. Going to take as much time off the clock as they can, try to kind of get the last shot like they do in basketball in a sense. Hutcher's going to roll back. Flips out to Petrov. Petrov looking to go down the alley. Goes across to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to get his hands free. Couldn't. Gets inside to Waxer. Waxer shot low but saved in the scrum, fighting for the ground ball. Maroons pick it up first, down to 52 seconds. Still fighting for it along the sideline. They're going to say last touch by the Maroons. 48 seconds left. Big Red live to see another day. Pick that one up. Petrov back at X behind the cage. Looking to direct traffic. Goes across the field, gets it to Butler. Butler shot, score on the inside pipe for the 3-0 lead here. 34 seconds left in this opening period of action. Butler, 2 shots early here for scores that just impressive on the precision and location of the shot. That time working it in between the close pipe and the goalie. Not much space there at all, but if you're able to hit it, it's going to go every time. Just an extremely difficult spot to hit, but he made it work. .34 seconds left, going to come back up to the face. So far, the Big Red have been dominant up at the X, but have kind of shot themselves at the foot at times with a miscue on a pass and then a face-off violation call. Roanoke gets that one down to 25 seconds. Picked it up off the ground, gets it to Happ. 20 seconds left. Really going to have to push here if they want to get another score on the board. Happ coming down to 15. He's going to work himself inside. Hits the turf. Takes a shot on the ground. Really not much you could do there. Not sure when the clock was expiring. Roanoke gets the whole way down to 5 seconds. Really going to have to move it here down to 3. He's going to have to take a shot. Inside, takes the backhanded shot, going to bounce off the defender. Time expires at the end of the first period, and the Big Red are going to come away with a 3 early lead here to start the game. At the end of 1, 3-0 for the Big Red. Going to take a short break here on DSN. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. Once again, Nick Morton here, giving you live action call. Second period, ready to get this one started. 3-0 lead for the Big Red. See if Roanoke made any adjustments there in between the quarters as they find themselves in an early hole. DeCamp once again wins the faceoff. Rolls it back to Hutchers. Hutchers going to have to go back his own way. Gets it to Berman. Berman lollipop pass over to Poyfair. Over to Waxer. Waxer across midfield to Armstrong. Armstrong gets his touch in the box. Waxer with it. We're going to get Asman into the game, and he does. Big Red now appear that they're all full strength offensively and ready to get another possession started. Just hanging low, waiting for everybody to get in the correct position that they want, talking to the coach on the sideline. Davey looking to make his cut. Stutter steps, tries to come up, tries to roll back, rolls back once again, gets his hands free. Shot high, but he cranked that one. A lot of power on that. Butler there on the back up, able to pick it up. Back to Davey once again. Davey in a similar position he was in earlier. Gets a cut. He's just going to bully himself in. Tiptoes along the crease. He's going to end up in it. That's going to be a turnover on the Big Red. Not giving it up and goes for a strong one-handed slap check there. Not able to jar the ball loose, but once again, not afraid to throw the checks around. And there's a yard sale. Knocks the stick on the ground, and they're going to get him with playing without a stick. Big Red ball. Hard checks right there, really just throwing them around and really making these Maroons players think about the next time they come in that offensive zone if they really want to come in. Berman with it, looking to get the clear. Up top, finds the open man in Broderick. Broderick across midfield, trying to get it to a shorty. Airmails that one, gets away from him. Turnover on the Big Red on the clear. Tough play. Stucker coming down for Roanoke. Gets his touch in the box. Looking to get their players in as McAleer comes. Down low the attackman. Cerro at X. Back up top once again to McAleer. Just passing around, seeing what the Big Red are going to give up. They're playing extremely tight inside, really making these outside shots the only option. Going to get there. He has some space. Save right there from Poyfair. Going to bounce out, seeing who gets the possession, and it's going to stick with the Maroons. Hustle play by both teams, though. Nice save in the cage for Poyfair. Only his second save, but still hasn't really seen that many shots. Seeing two very different types of defenses out of these two teams. The Big Red kind of employing more of a park the bus type defense, staying more in the middle, not coming too far out on them, and Roanoke just coming the whole way. That's going to bounce off the top of the cage. Out of bounds, back up there for the Maroons. But Roanoke really playing out wide, like very, very wide. Making Big Red work the entire time. And there's going to be a shot and score to get the first score of the game for the Maroons. Makes it 3-1.
Roanoke goal scored by number 42, Ivy Stucker.
Ivy Stucker on the score, the senior midfielder out of Maine. Should be on the Inside Lacrosse all-name team as well. Ivy Stucker, that's a lacrosse name if I've ever heard one. Let's see if the Big Red can respond. Still have that 2-goal lead. 12 minutes left to play in the first half of action. Back up to the face-off X. Fighting for it in the scrum. Still going. Maroons able to pick it up. Coming down. Works out quickly. Tried to get a break going. Not going to be able to get there. Not going to get the yellow call. Gets it to Bartel. Down low, going to work it back behind to X. Medved's with it. Looking to get it to Bartel and does so. Bartel looking to come down. Stutter steps, tries to get past his man. Going to have to roll back. Hutcher's not giving anything up there. Going to come down, gets the pick from Bartel. Trying to roll back to him, but can't. Medved's getting harassed by Bartozzi. Bartel now going to take a stab at it. Hutcher's there in the tight defense, not giving up any space. Works back behind the cage. Switch there. Hutcher's on the attackman. Bit of a mismatch. Gets it up top, bounce off the stick of George. And they're going to get the stall warning on now. Shot clock is on. Stein with it. Inside. Trying to get his hands free, just can't. Berman all over him. Sarah going to have to work back behind the cage. Bartel with it, trying to tiptoe. He's forced back. He's knocked down. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Going to have to move and get a shot off. Medved's with it. Going to just have to uncork one at this point. Time expires. And there's going to be a flag, a penalty on the field. Looks like there was some trash talking at the end of that one. See who this one comes on. Ref's talking this one over. Trying to see who they're going to call it on or if the call is going to stand. Still working on it. Missed what happened. Not sure if it was a technical penalty in terms of trash talking and a little bit too much extracurriculars off the play or after the play, excuse me. Looks like we now have the call. After the referee's explanation, shot clock violation did in fact occur during the dead ball. Misconduct against number 22, Robbie Moore, the senior number 32, Jason Cerro. The sophomore attackman, 30-second penalty. He's going to have to take a seat in the sin bin for that one. It's the Big Red first man-up opportunity, only for 30 seconds, but the ball is already cleared. Let's see what they can get out of it. Gets it to Waxer. Moves it down, going to get the hidden ball play there. Didn't work. Works back to Petrov. Down low to Waxer. Butler loses it, picks it right back up. And get that up high, and in that, didn't like the play that was going, but they want the opportunity. He's going to call a timeout with 9:36 left in this first half. Going to talk this one over for the remaining seconds of this man-up opportunity. Try to steal another goal here to go up by 3 again. We'll take a short break here on DSN. And welcome back to DSN. Coming out of that timeout, Big Red going to try to finish this man-up opportunity. They have seconds remaining. Let's see if they can make it work. Start on the far side of the field with Butler. Waiting on the whistle. Whistle's blown, can get it started. Gets that high to Petrov. Quick move to Waxer, who rockets it right back into the stick of Petrov. Once again, another pipe. Down low to Butler. Butler looking to turn the corner. Shot. Trail check at the last second to knock that shot away. And that's going to end the man-up opportunity. Good man-down defense there by Roanoke, but at the same time, a pipe shot by Waxter. Easily could have gotten the 4th goal of the game. Flips it to Petrov. See what Denison has on full strength. Petrov taking it back to X. Rolls it back to Butler. Butler still playing at X. Trying to get the cuts from up top. Now he's going to make a move. Gets by. Gets it shot. Underhand elevator type shot by Asman. Going to go out. Big Red still with it. Quickly to Davey. Davey with the shot. That's going to be just left. Big Red have no issue taking shots here. To Davey once again. Heimball with it. Back to Waxter in the middle. Working it around as Pittman's going to check in for Heimball. Gets it to Petrov. Petrov thought about the step down. 14 shots for the Big Red so far compared to just 5 by Roanoke. Working around, looking down low, and that's going to be intercepted right there. Long pass, trying to thread it through the defense. Kravit with it. Loses that one. Able to hold on. Tiptoes the sideline. Gets it to Stucker. Stucker works that back. Gets it to Miller. And Miller to McAleer. McAleer coming down. Works that back to the attackman. Trying to get around Duhowski. Duhowski pushes Cerro back. Cerro move. Gets up to McAleer. Able to get a step. Hits the turf. Ball still on the ground, trying to pick it up. Right around midfield, and that's going to be number 3, McAleer, who picks it up for Roanoke. Works it again. Fake pass, got him looking. A lot of horizontal movement, can't get any ground made on that one. Takes the shot, no defense is there. And they're going to call number 24, Broderick, on the push there. Loose ball. So while it would have been a Big Red ball, that penalty right there gives possession right back. 6:45 left to play. McAleer. McAleer looking to come down. Rolls it back up top. Stucker with it. Down low inside, and he's able to take it out of the air and flip it in right over Poyfair for the score. Makes it a 3-2 game. Tough play right there. Everybody just trying to get the ball in their stick, and the first one that did just so happened to be a Maroons player who was able to just dunk it right over the top. Going to be number 17, Wyatt Naylor, the sophomore out of Damascus, Maryland, for the score. Makes this a one-possession ball game. 6:31 left to play. Just 7 shots for Roanoke. 2 goals. DeCamp wins that one, picks it up. Going to roll back, didn't like his numbers. Huttress with it. Hutchins has to get the touch, does so. Miscommunication there, thought it was had. Waxer flips it back to Hutchins. Moves to Asman. Asman along the close alley, works that back into the middle. Asman once again. Asman playing high. Looking to move it. Buck all over. Looking to come inside, looking to come around the other side. Does so. Shot. Top right corner for the score. Ends the scoring drought for them. Makes it a 4-2 game now with 5:33 left to play. Number 48, Sam Asman. Able to come in and hold on to the ball for an extremely long amount of time. Usually don't like to do that, but he was able to just keep working and able to get a step on his defender around the crease. Finishes on the high side for the score. Back up to the face-off X. Three face-offs won by both teams. Makes that 4 for the Big Red now, but the Big Red have looked a lot better at the face-off X than only winning 50% of them. Some miscues and violations have kept them from really asserting the dominance there and keeping possession. Over to Davey. Davey with the one-hopper to Waxter up top. Waxer looking for the invert. Davey once again. Up top, gets it to Armstrong. Working around, eat some clock, try to get the best play you can. No reason to push. 2-goal lead, obviously want to make that more. But take your time, no reason to force anything. Pitcher off now, looking to move. Comes around the corner, works back. Looking to push. Gets the pick from Armstrong. Looking to work in, finds Davey. Davey on the shot. Saved there by the keeping Davies. Coming down, phenomenal clear. And before the turnover and the check, going to have a timeout called by Roanoke. 4:03 left to play. Going to take a short break here on DSN with this timeout. Welcome back to DSN once again. Coming out of that Roanoke timeout, they find themselves in the 2-goal hole once again. See if they can respond and get one on the board here quickly. Rapidly approaching halftime. Starts in the stick of Devane. Miller. And now McAleer. Miller once again looking to get a step. Had about half of one, but had to roll back. Didn't have what he was looking for. There's going to be a low roller on the ground. Misses the mark. Roanoke there for the backup. Looking to move. Ball's going to hit the turf. Denison picks that one up on the nice move. Flips it to Hutchers. Hutchers looking to start the fast break. He's got wheels. He's coming down the field. Didn't have the numbers there. Transition didn't work out the way they wanted it to. But nice forced turnover. Waxter flips it to Asman. Waxter once again gets that to his man at the box. Pittman coming down. He's going to take a shot. Thought about it. Going to take a step back. Liked his opportunity. Just didn't want to take it there. Not the most high percentage shot. Pitchoff now looking to come down. Rolls that one back. Gets it to Waxter. Waxter down low on the cut. There's Davey, who's able to finish on the doorstep. One-on-one shot there and a finish for the 5-2 lead here for the Big Red. 2:44 left to play in the first half. Denison had Roanoke just all over the place on that one. Faked a couple shots, and the usual shooters at the midfield faking their shots and really drawing the defense in. Able to get the backdoor cut on the bounce. And then the one-on-one shot for the score and finish. Back up to the face-off X. 3-goal lead here for the Big Red, and they're not done yet. See if they can continue this stretch they have. Probably the most competitive face-off we've seen yet. Big Red come away with it, gets that to Happ. Happ to Broderick. Broderick down to Butler. Down low the X, gets it to Davey once again. Davey tiptoeing the sideline, able to get that up to his man and Asman. And have Asman, Pittman, and Waxer as the midfield line. Asman gets to the Pitchoff, have the invert opportunity here, try to create some mismatches, see if Pitchoff can take his way in. Now under 2 minutes to play. Pitchoff holding on. Eat the clock. Gets that down to X. Davey with it. Comes around and somehow gets that to go. 5 holding between the legs. Roller. Just an incredible shot by number 48, Sam Asman. The freshman phenom just able to come around the crease, tiptoes his way in, and somehow gets it to go. I don't think Davies thought that shot was coming. I know nobody else did. Interesting shot. Crafty little finish. Able to increase this lead to a game-high 4 goals with 1:44 left to play. Back up to the face-off X. Fighting for it. The camp trying to get the GB. Hutcher's there to pick it up. Another win for the Big Red. Working it around. Gets it to Waxer. Hutcher's going to take a step back. Gets across midfield for Pittman to come in. Same midfield line as before. Waxter, Pittman, and Asman. Waxter going to invert once again, goes back to X. Waxter with the stutter step, looking for the cutter, not going to be there. Still has the ball, 1 minute to play now. Shot and score for Jake Waxter and the Big Red. Nifty little shot right there to make it a 5-goal game. Number 1, Jake Waxter, just able to make something out of nothing, a dynamic playmaker, and he gets his first goal of the game. Back up to the face-off X once again. Denison, after I had said they had only won 3, have won 4 straight now. 70% of the wins have gone in favor of the Big Red. Really shows why. They have 7 goals here quickly. DeCamp with another win, looking to get this one going. He's going to take it the whole way. Saved there by the keeper. Gets knocked out, and who they're going to call that off of? Excuse me, they're going to call that off of the Big Red. 45 seconds left to play in this first half. Gets that up on the clear across midfield. Medved's with it. 30 seconds now. Still working it around as time ticks down, trying to make this a 4-goal game going into halftime. Another check there, going to have his hands free. Bartel with the shot. Poyfair with the save. 15 seconds on the clock. Gets that to Berman, down to 10. Looking to just move it. Berman still with it, down to 5 seconds. Just trying to run the clock out, down to 2. Has the heave. Downfield, out of bounds, but that's going to be the end of the first half with Denison coming to fire late in that second quarter to take a 7-2 lead going into halftime. Huge turnaround for them and really put Roanoke back down a little bit as they started to creep back into the game. But we've gotten halftime and we're going to take a break here on DSN. Don't go anywhere. This second half is going to be full of excitement. And welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. Nick Morton here on the call, getting ready for this second half of action to start between number 17 Roanoke taking on number 4 Denison Big Red. At the end of the first half, the Big Red caught fire offensively and just went on a run there to make it a 7-2 game. 21 total shots out of the Big Red in the first half to just 9 by the Maroons. Another face-off win by DeCamp and the Big Red unit. Looking to clear it. Poyfair with it. Flips that to Berman. Berman finds his man in Bartozzi. Bartozzi with the one hand has to flip that quickly over. Long pass down the field, trying to get the bouncer to Butler, as that one's going to bounce out of bounds. Time was expiring, just had to take a shot out of the end line, going back the Maroons' way. Goalie flips that over to his man and number 3, McAleer. McAleer works at the Stucker. Down low to Cerro. Up top, just working it around. Still not too much off-ball movement. Or at least off-ball movement that the Big Red haven't been able to handle yet. McAleer gets his man to hit the turf. Didn't get the quick trigger, though, and couldn't take the shot. Have to work it around. Had an opportunity on it. Back up top. Tries to make a move. Can't get any space. Just can't get their hands free. Ball's going to hit the turf on a nice check by Duhowski. Looking to turn back Stucker. Down low on the crease. Lost it out of the back of the stick. That's the opportunity the Maroons need to try to crawl their way back into this game, and you can't have miscues like that at the end. Denison looking to clear. Gets it across midfield. Up top to Waxer. Already have the touch in the box. Waxer just making some moves. Thought about getting it to Armstrong on the cut. Decided against it. Roanoke still playing with this extremely wide defense. Really locking off on the adjacent passers. Armstrong going to take a step into the top. Up near midfield. Pitroff now. Pitroff back behind the cage at X. He's going to look to turn the corner. Takes a step in, tries to switch hands. Can't get the space he wants. Going to work back the other way. Gets his man to move. Gets the cutter with Butler. Butler now. Butler trying to get his hands free. Takes the shot. Saved there by the keeper and Davies. On the clear, long pass over to Kravitz. Kravitz coming down. Works that around. Good, take the shot, and that's going to sneak past Poyfair for the score to make it a 7-3 game. 12:07 left to play in this third quarter of action. Quick clear and had a bit of a slow break there and able to just get it to go when they needed to. Nice low shot, low to low, making Poyfair drop, and the speed with it skipping across the turf, just able to get past Poyfair.
Roanoke goal scored by number 2, Brendan Devane.
Number 2, Brendan Devane, the junior out of Wilton, Connecticut, able to get the score for the Maroons. 4-goal game now. Big Red at the face-off X. Wins the clamp. Goes for the scoop. Can't get there. Still fighting for the GB. Maroons pick it up. But Broderick abusing the wrists of number 55, Aldinger. Face-offs 9-4 in favor of the Big Red. Prior to that, last face-off had won 7 in a row. A little bit of pressure there from George. Stein going to take it back to the center of the field, and he's going to start to get his head of steam built up. Trying to get a cut. Switches his hands, reverses back. Down low on the bouncer, able to hold on to it. Active stick right there by Berman, able to knock it out of the air. Duhalski to pick it up. Duhalski with a nice little fake. Has to move it, gets it to Berman. Berman with some pressure. Jump pass to George. George looking across midfield. Gets by his man. Still moving, gets a touch in the box. Now can slow it down and get it to an offensive-minded player. Finds Davey. Davey to Pitroff. Pitroff to Waxter. George gets off the field and Armstrong steps on. Waxter coming down the far alley. Going back to X. High pass to Pitroff. Pitroff thought about the shot. Not enough space. Works out to Davey. Davey with the shot. Just high, but there was power behind that one. Rocketed that just off the mark. Waxter there on the backup. The Big Red really do like to play a little bit of this invert game, and their midfielders and attackmen really aren't that different from one another. A lot of them playing both positions in high school or even in their careers here at Denison, so when they're able to flip the fields and get a different type of movement, really works well. Pitroff now looking for the cutting Armstrong, can't get to him. Asman with it. Asman with the pick. Thought about the roll. Gets it to Pitroff. Up top, now Waxter. Waxter to Armstrong. Butler on the close side. Butler looking to take a step in. Has his angle. Flips that back to Waxter. Waxter to Davey. Davey on the crease. Underhand finish for the score. And that's the answer the Big Red needed, as they're going to take an 8-3 lead with 9:44 left to play in the third quarter. As soon as Roanoke started to get some momentum on those nice offensive possessions in transition, the Big Red answer right back to retake the 5-goal lead. Phenomenal finish. Really forcing the Maroons defense out. The two slide just too far away. Not able to get to it. And leaves Davey with a one-on-one opportunity where he's able to finish on the crease. Fighting for the ground ball. Nearly back into the opposite offensive zone, but Happ there to pick it up for the Big Red. Flips that back to Duhalski. Duhalski looks to move, gets it back to Happ. Happ the shorty. Looking across midfield, does so. Gonna have to move it. Long pass over to Waxter. Waxter down low to Pitroff. Pitroff had half an empty net there. Have the yellow call from the sideline. Slowing that down as Pitroff's just going to hold it at X. Asman as well as Pittman check into the game. Over to Pittman. Back to Asman. Waxter, the upperclassman veteran in the midfield line currently, so directing some traffic with the two freshmen. Waxter looking for the pass up top. Asman with it, tries to get it to Waxter. Fighting for the ground ball, picked up by the Maroons. Potential for a fast break here. Long stick with it, see if he's going to take it the whole way. Quick pass, drops it. Duhowski tries for the ground ball, but picked up by the Maroons and put it in the back of the net for the score. 8-4 game once again. Back-to-back transition goals for the Maroons. Sloppy play on the initial pass and catch, but hustle play by number 32, Jason Serro, to just finish it. Pick it up off the ground and get it past Poyfair on a tough play. Big Red answered the last time Roanoke scored. See if they can do the same. Referee places the ball. DeCamp won the clamp again. Fighting for it. Broderick still going. Hits the turf. Maroons pick it up. Happ tried to get the check. Couldn't get there. Devane with it. Devane takes a step back. Finds Stucker. Miller. Mackler also steps onto the field. Full offense for the Maroons. Looking to roll back. Does so and finds Mackler. Mackler gets his hands free, thought about the shot. Fakes the pass. Still with it, finally moves it. Looking back the other side. Schwartz with it. Schwartz with just one shot coming into the game with 16 goals. Really a quiet afternoon for him. Works that back. McMaster with the stick in the air. He's going to hit the turf, but gets another check in. Roanoke with an opportunity with a transition there. Shot is high. Poyfair with a nice effort, just not quick enough. Back up there for the Maroons. Roanoke sticks with it. Up top. Mackler playing catch with Stucker. Stucker switches hands, takes the shot, uncorked that one out of the back of his stick on a bit of a trail check there by the Big Red defense, able to get it not just enough of it. Long offensive possession here for Roanoke. Most of their goals coming in transition. See if they can get something in an actual settled offensive set. Miller with the shot, and he's going to get the top left corner for the score. Able to get that one to go and makes it a 3-goal game. 6:18 left to play in this third quarter. 8-5. Maroons showing a little bit more signs of life here. In the first half, they had a couple nice goals, but on some cheeky plays, not necessarily the most settled offensive plays, and now they're showing they can do it in transition as well as take 2.5 minutes on a possession and get it to go. Ball's placed. DeCamp wins the clamp once again. Gets the scoop over to Poyfair. Poyfair quickly to Duhowski. Back to Poyfair. Big Red ran into trouble with this earlier. Gets it to Berman. Gonna have to speed it up, trying to find Waxter. Nice pass there, has to get the touch. Time ticking down, gets it to Petrov. Petrov easily walks into the box. Long pass to Bartozzi. Thought about getting the long stick and opportunity for the shot. He's going to come off the field now for Asman. Davey with it. Petrov finds Butler. Butler to Waxter. Waxter sidearm bouncer. Just got enough of it. Davies trickles out the end line there, but the backup from Petrov. Petrov spins. Trying to work the two-man game with Pittman. Petrov still with it. Looking to roll inside. Finds Butler. Butler to Waxter. Down low, looking to turn. Finds Waxter inside. Didn't have the angle he wanted. Back to Petrov. Beneficiary of a pick there from Waxter. Right inside to number 42, Brant Pittman, who snuck his way in the back door. And the ball was in the back of the net before the goalie even had a chance to turn. There's the answer the Big Red needed. Makes it a 9-5 game. 4-goal difference again. 4:33 left to play in this third period. Nice off-ball cut from the Big Red. Haven't seen too much off-ball cutting in a while from then, and they were able to finally get it to go. And when it works, it's pretty, and it's an easy finish for an offensive player with the caliber that Pittman is. Back up to the faceoffs. DeCamp again wins it. Can't get the ground ball. Duhowski picks up the GB. Flips out to Poyfair. Poyfair has to move it quickly. Finds Berman. Berman long pass to McMaster. McMaster's going to take it himself. Finds his man in Broderick. Broderick loses it on the check. Ball's on the ground. Broderick picks it back up. Flag on the field as well. Going to take the yellow with a potential slash call, so get your offensive players on the field and try to get the and one play. Pittman on. Down low in the corner. Butler. Petrov now. Invert offense once again. Petrov coming back to the middle of the field. Rolls back. Rolls back again. Gets his hands free. Shot. And it's going to be a goal. Initially, yes, ruled a goal. Initially stopped by Davies. But as he fell on it, it just trickled in just the slightest bit. Passes the line for the score. 10-5, 3:02 left to play. And on the play as well, going to have the senior defenseman, number 22, Robbie Moore, on the cross check. Going to have to take a seat in the box. Huge play for the Big Red. Smart Lacrosse, knowing they're going to get the call there. Now they're going to have a 3-on-2 face-off here. Odds are in their favor, and with how DeCamp's been getting the clamp, should be a good face-off win. Clamps and flips it back to Happ. Happ looking across midfield, does so. And Big Red are going to have about 50 seconds of man-up play here. Pitcher off to Heimball. Heimball once again. Butler. Waxter playing the X position. Passing this one around. Roanoke extremely tight in their defense now. Heimball. Pitroff. Down low to Asman. Asman's going to hit the turf. Now for the difficult man down clear. And he is just checked by Heimball on the body check. Hits the ground. Big hit collision. I'm going to say illegal play there by the Big Red. Gives possession back to Roanoke. Still has the man down. Clear to accomplish. They get across, now trying to finish out the time, which they do, full strength. Medved's with it. Two-man game back behind the cage. Stein over to Medved's. Stein looking to come down, turns, switches hands, gets it to Bartel, back to Stein. Minute 15 left to play in the third quarter. Bartel with it again. Fakes it, rolls back, hits the turf. Bartozzi all over. Down low, back behind the cage. Under a minute to play now. Bartel. Devane. Devane looking to move. Bartel once again. Stall warning, shot clock is on. Bartel gets a step. 30 seconds. About 8 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Looking to turn off the stick or off the pipe, regardless, out of bounds on the end line. Back up there by the Maroons, 19 seconds now. Up top to Cerro. 10 seconds. Right on the crease. Discussions between the referees. One says no goal. It appears they're saying no goal, but a push. It seems like that's the call they're going to stick with. They're going to say it was the push from behind. So that's going to put McMaster in the box. But the goal did not count. I'm sorry, it was actually Berman on the push. 30-second technical. Big Red, the beneficiary of a call there. Potential for a goal, but it's wiped off because of the push and ended up in the crease. Just lets the clock run out, and at the end of 3, 10-5 in favor of the Big Red. Put the fours up. The fourth quarter is about to start. Don't go anywhere. Going to be a great finish. And welcome back to the Denison Sports Network. 15 minutes left in this game. 5-goal lead for the Big Red. Maroons going to start with the ball in a man-up opportunity. Berman still in the sin bin for about another 25 seconds. Interesting call at the end of that third quarter to say no goal on the crease violation. Going to give a man-up opportunity here for about 20 seconds now with the Maroons. Gets by his man, 10 seconds now. Looking inside, right on the doorstep. Jason Cerro able to finish. Fad the backdoor cut, jump shot, and dunks it in for the score. Makes it 10-6 game. Just 20 seconds into the fourth period. So while they didn't get the score 25 seconds ago, they still do get the score now.
Roanoke goal.
4-goal game.
31, Owen Curry, assisted by Jason Sorrow.
Back up to the face-off X. Fighting for it to Camp, wins it again. Works it back to Duhowski. Duhowski to Berman. Up to Broderick. Waxter now. Waxter along the sideline, splits the double. Somehow stays on his feet. Moves the ball. Not sure how there wasn't a call on any of those. Coach Caravana not happy about the lack of calls on that one. Gets the timeout to maintain possession. 4-goal game here. 14-16 left to play. Denison going to call the timeout. Coach Caravana still not happy with the lack of calls. In the latest NCAA polls, Salisbury, ranked 3 coming in today, comes to Delaware, Ohio to take on the Battling Bishops of Ohio Wesleyan, and they fall to the unranked Battling Bishops 12-11 in overtime. Big news out of Delaware, really going to change the rankings as they are right now. I think that was the first time cheers have ever been left in the stadium when that was announced over the loudspeakers that OWU had beaten Salisbury. Never root for OWU, but after Salisbury ends your season last year, I guess you can root for them in one game, and that's the game they wanted them to beat them in. If Denison can come away with a victory here, will probably overtake Salisbury in the rankings and could move up past their ranking of number 4 right now to potentially number 3 or even higher after beating 3 top 20 teams to start the season. Out of that Denison timeout, see what they have drawn up. Really just calling the timeout as Waxter was just in between 4 or 5 defenders, just taking swings at him. Somehow able to keep his feet and keep the ball at the same time. Timeout just to keep the possession to try to answer here. Petrov going to go back behind the cage. Coming back again. Up top, gets it to Butler. Butler gets it to Waxter. Waxter up to Davey. Davey across the field to Petrov. Petrov coming around. Had his hands free, thought about the shot. Really trying to eat as much clock up as possible. Still do not have the stall warning on yet. Roanoke coach is not happy about that, screaming from the sidelines, calling for the shot clock. Up top to Butler. Butler trying to sneak his way in, couldn't do so. Asman with it. Back behind the cage trying to turn. Tight defense here, really can't get much inside. There is a cross-crease pass. Finds his man who's able to dunk it on the opposite side for the score. 5-goal game once again, 11-6. 12:56 left to play in this matchup. Number 18, Peter Petrov, able to finish for the easy score. Petrov with his second goal of the day on 3 shots. Pretty efficient shooting from him. That's his totals to 7 on the season, a team high. Back up for the face-off to Camp. Trying to pick up the ground ball. A lot of boxing out here as the ball's still on the ground, still fighting for it. The Big Red able to come away with it. Gets it to Duhowski. Duhowski to Berman. Berman finds Waxter along the sideline. Waxter just behind Davey. Ball's bouncing. Butler racing to keep it in bounds. Not going to make it in time. And they're going to say Roanoke ball. Denison sideline not happy about that one. Devane with it. Up top to McAleer. McAleer on the swim move. Trying to get by George. Goes down the far alley. Now trying to sneak in. Can't get his hands free. High pass off the stick. Happ there all over him. Putting a little bit of pressure on Miller. Down low, back behind the cage. Sarah with it. Stucker now. Stucker back up to the top. Trying to move it. Inside cutter just immediately collapsed upon. Poitfair there picks it up. Jump pass. Finds Happ. Fast break opportunity. See if Happ wants to push. Happ steps in, takes the shot. Unwinds that one, goes high. Big Red there on the backup. That's that up top to Asman. 11 minutes on the clock. Waxter. Back to Pittman. Pittman once again. Moving around, there's Davey. Davey on the shot on the outside of the net. Not too much space. Big Red able to pick that one up. Keep possession. We'll stop the stall warning from coming on for the time being. Asman looking to turn the corner. Rolls back. Up top to Waxter. Waxter to Davey. Back of the X, Pittman trying to take a stab at it. Looking to get it across to Davey. Ball's on the ground, fighting for it. A lot of pushing and shoving inside. Some extracurriculars. Little chippy out here, and there's going to be a penalty. And they're going to call number 48, Sam Asman, on conduct, 30-second penalty. Man up opportunity with 9:52 left for the Maroons. Game has gotten extremely chippy, extremely fast. Ref's trying to take control of it. Put Asman in the box. Man up opportunity. 1 for 1 so far. Desperately need this one to try to claw their way back into it. Down 5. Takes the shot wide. No backup there. And they're going to call a push on Broderick. Once again, taking it away from the Big Red possession. Working around Stucker. Stucker against Bartozzi. Moves it back to Stucker. Inside on the high crease. Takes the shot. Bouncer. Saved by Poitfair. Racing. Poifair takes the dive. Has to get back in the cage. Down low once again. High crease takes a bounce shot. Man-up opportunity has expired. The Maroons still holding on to the possession. Desperately trying to get a shot off here and get a goal. Stutter step by Miller. Down low, back behind the cage. Looking to change fields. Uncorks one, and that's going to get past Poifair for the score. 4-goal game, 8:55 left to play. 11-7. Big Red have won 15 of 20 at the face-off X. Going to need another one here to try to end this momentum shift. Cannot let the Maroons, their high-powered offense, get on a run. Schwartz still unheard of for the most part. Coming in with 16 goals and has one shot today. If they can get him hot here at the end, could be difficult. Face-off X had won the clamp, was in the back of his stick for too long. Face-off violation going the Maroons' way. Looking to get on a run here. Works it back to Schwartz. Schwartz in the middle. Behind the back pass. Couldn't make the connection. Running along the end line, and that's going to be touched last by Roanoke. Denison looking to clear it. Berman over to George. Duhowski. George now. Right around midfield, has to move it, switches fields, gets it to Berman on the other side. Berman's just going to have to throw it. Try to get Butler on the bounce. And Petrov has an empty net opportunity, see if they can get in front of the cage. Gets it to Davey. Davey on the shot, just off the mark as the sliding Davies came back in. We're going to get the offensive players into the game here. Just passing it around, trying to take as much time off the clock as they can. Wait for the open shot. Asman with it. And there's going to be a moving pick call against the Big Red. Looking to clear. Maroons 14 of 15, looking to make that 15 of 16 on clears. Successful clear, sneaking in, works it back, shot off the foot of Poifair in the cage, racing. Duhowski had a chance, just a half step too late, sticking with the Maroons. Looking to get a run going. 7 minutes left to play. McAleer. Back high shot off the mark. Up top. McAleer again. Looking to come down, switches hands. Takes the bouncer. Right inside. Slew of Denison players trying to pick it up. They get it to Duhowski. Duhowski quickly to Happ. Happ coming up the field. Potential for a fast break. Didn't like his numbers. Slow down. Waiting for the offensive players to step in. Gets it to Pittman. And now Asman steps onto the offensive side of the field. Full strength here for the Big Reds. 6 minutes left to play. Just holding on, eating the clock. Looking to come around the corner. Has half a step. Denied and pushed back. And there's going to be a penalty flag on the field. Got a little bit too much on that last one. Waxter with it. Denison coaches screaming to slow it down and get the actual play set up. Try to get another and one opportunity here. And the stall warning is now on. Denison going to try to eat up as much time as they can on these 30 seconds, knowing they're still going to get the possession back. Waxter to Petrov. Petrov down low. Nearly stolen by Davies out of the air. Shot clock is going to expire now. Shot clock violation, but possession is going to maintain with the Big Red with the penalty. Going to put number 22, senior defenseman Robbie Moore, in the box for interference, 30-second technical foul. Big Red 0 for 2 on extra man today. See if they can change that course and get one to go. Davey gets that down low. Just passing around. Davey ends up with it again on the other side of the field. Back to Butler. Asman with it. Petrov on the shot. Saved by Davies in between the pipes, excuse me. Flips that one over to Curry. Penalties expired. Down low, has the opportunity, off the mark on the shot. Still a 4-goal game, 3:45 left to play. Still have time. They're going to need to speed it up a little bit to try to get back into this one, and Denison's going to call a timeout to talk things over defensively, make sure they're all on the same page for the scheme. With that, we're going to take a timeout of our own here up in the press box. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to DSN. Once again, Nick Morton, 3:45 left on the clock. Roanoke with the ball. Time ticking away. Roanoke trying to get something to work here. Down low. Somehow he'll make that pass work. Back to McAleer. McAleer rolls back. Stucker turns, shot, score, finish for the Maroons. That's a pretty shot. Poyfair just not able to track it. Gets by him. Placement was good. 3-goal lead now for the Big Red with 3:20 left to play. And that's going to be a timeout call by the Maroons. See if they can get something going here as we're getting close to the end of this matchup, and the game's been closer than it has been since about the second quarter. See if Roanoke can claw their way back in, or if Denison can Almost all of the stats in favor of the Big Red. Goals, shots 32-25. The ground ball game 35-16 in favor of the Big Red, but there's an important one that was just won for Roanoke. Wins both the face-off and the ground ball. Gets it, shot on the crease, able to dunk it and get it past Poifair for the score. 11-9, 3:04 left to play, 2-goal game. Able to just come right down. Had the first save, but on the bounce back, Big Red defense couldn't get the GB. It's going to be a big finish here in Granville, Ohio. 2-goal game. Momentum has swung significantly in favor of the Maroons. DeCamp badly needs to win this face-off, try to end that one, gets the clamp, trying to get the ground ball. Maroons pick that one up, works it back, looking for the clear, gets it to Davies in goal. .230 left to play. Devane with it. Moves it, hits the turf. Immediately doubled. Somehow gets out of it. Before anything else, going to get a timeout. And now a penalty flag on the field. Looks like that's going to go against the Big Red. Waiting on the call. They're going to put number 6, the senior Ben Duhowski, in the sin bin. 1 minute unreleasable for unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to give the Maroons another man-up opportunity. 1 for 2 on the day so far. And for the full minute, Big Red need to get together, all get on the same page, and just hunker down and get ready for these last 2.5 minutes, especially being down for one of them. Man down defense out there. McMaster, Bartozzi. Broderick, Huttress, and Tully. The 5 players out there for the man down defense, 4 long poles. Roanoke working it around. Have plenty of time at this point with just being a 2-goal game and being man up for a full minute. Looking inside for the backdoor cut. There's a shot on the ground. The farthest point for a goalie to go on the roller, bottom left corner for a right-handed goalie, and able to get it in for the score. 1-goal game, 11-10, 2:07 left to play. Need a face-off win badly if you're Denison. Still about 35, 40 seconds left on the penalty, as it is unreleasable. 1-goal game. Referee places the ball. Fighting for it. They have Bartozzi out there. Another face-off win for the Maroons. Coming down. Still man up. Have to watch the backdoor cuts. Stucker with it. McAleer. Medvets. Looking for the high crease, couldn't get it. Again with it. Penalties released. Has a shot. Saved by Poifair. Rolling out of bounds. Hustle play by Bartozzi. 1:18 left to play. Dives. And he gets the save. Or excuse me, he gets the backup. Number 42, Stucker, laying on the field. Appears he was injured and needed a second to get off the field. A lot of yelling from both sidelines. And they're going to hit number 42 with a 1-minute unreleasable penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. 1:12 left in the game. Essentially for the rest of the game, the Big Red will be man up, nursing a 1-goal lead. Going to try to eat as much of the clock as they can. Roanoke put in a bad spot here. They need to pressure to get the ball back, but at the same time, being man down, that's going to leave one man wide open. Going to be difficult. Big Red going to just have to use the long pass game. Waiting for Roanoke to attack them. Butler tiptoeing the end line. Long pass up high. Just playing catch. Waxter with it. Back up to the top. Waxter again down to 35 seconds. Butler with it. Back up top, 30 seconds now. Heimball. Back to Davey, down low to Petrov. "15 seconds. Ball goes a little bit too high. Heimball able to hold on to it. Full strength, 9 seconds left to play. Goalie's out of the cage, down to 6. It looks like the Big Red are going to come away victorious as time is down and expired. The final whistle blows and the Big Red start their season 3-0, undefeated against 3 top 20 teams. Big home opening win for the Big Red, 11-10 over the visiting Maroons of Roanoke, who came in ranked 17th in the country. It looked like it was all Big Red for a while there, but a 5-1 quarter in favor of the Maroons. The comeback falls up just short as the Big Red are able to close the door and come away with that 11-10 victory. Very balanced day from the Big Red offensively. Petrov led the way with 3, while Asman, Davey, and Butler each had 2 apiece. Waxter and Pittman coming away with 1. Big story of the day. Ground balls 35-19 in favor of the Big Red, as well as faceoffs 15-8 in favor of the Big Red. Difficult there at the end to win a couple, but they had won just enough and got the ball at the right time. And the Big Red 3-0, number 4 in the country, looking to jump up in the next rankings after Salisbury lost earlier today in overtime at the hands of the battling Bishops of Ohio Wesleyan. Huge, huge day for the Big Red. They will next play on March 7th, home again against Albion at 4 p.m. And then we'll wrap up their home stretch with the first conference game of DePaul, which will be March 10th at 2 p.m. right before spring break, where they will go to Stevenson University and play Amherst and Dickinson and Rhodes. Amherst and Dickinson ranked 12 and 13 respectively in the country as well. So the early season competition continues to be high for the Big Red, and with that, we're going to call it here on DSN. Thank you for tuning in and watching this phenomenal game between 2 nationally ranked opponents. And your Denison Big Red come away victorious 11-10. Please have a great rest of your Sunday. See y'all soon.